Hey everybody, this is Way to Fail, and we are back with more Lords of the Realm, where as promised last time, things are about to get a little more real. And let's see here, our poor castle got besieged upon, but it's okay because we've actually done nothing to build it. So it's in ruins, we need to put all this stuff in there to repair. But let's see here, Norfolk, we've already done our economic damage too, we do have some crowns left over. Suffolk, we've done our economic stuff too, and so far the rain's been good for growing. And because we are losing so many people, one of the benefits of that is that our cattle are going to be more efficient. And hopefully I can get more cows here in Norfolk soon, because as you can see the population has been decreasing significantly, as now things are going to Cambridgeshire. Just to give you a rundown of what's going on, the Earl has taken this from the Knight. The Earl has actually done a massive land grab. He started with 2 counties and gained 3 of them. However, the Countess and the Baron are starting to go for the middle of the map, and the Bishop is getting pinned in. And the Knight is running around here like a chicken with his head cut off. So he pissed me off before by rolling into here, and I'm actually at the end of my turn here, and I am going to try my best to start doing a pushback. But before we do that, let's go ahead and send this first army to see if we can take another county, because I know it's going to put us next to the Earl, but we need land so badly. So 233 yeomen of Norfolk versus 127 people of Essex. Oh, I should be able to complete this, and okay, if we can run them through the mud, we may not even suffer any losses, because these guys have really good morale. So we're just gonna drop everybody right here, and we're gonna drop you guys over here, and I'm gonna march my crossbowmen briefly. So let's see if we can get you all in the muck and the mire, at least just a little bit. We can have our meat shields up here. These are not longbowmen, so they don't have super range. They should have enough range to make this work. So let's just pause it again real quick, and let's put our meat shield peasants. How many peasants do we actually have left? We have 22 swords and 11 peasants. So let's deselect our swordsman right now. If I can just get this to not drag around. Okay, so meat shield peasants, go! I may have miscalculated just a little bit there with my ability, but look at how fast those guys are all dying, and they're running for the swordsman now. As that peasant's like, I'm gonna get you! So 92, that's how devastating crossbowmen can be. It's just totally wiping out their forces. Their morale is super low, and only now have they been attacking our people. So this could be a flawless, almost flawless victory. Unfortunately, for some reason, they stopped firing. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe it's because they're running away. But there we go. Minimal losses, 2 dead, and we get Essex. Now let me tell you about Essex real quick. Because Essex, if you haven't noticed, is kind of hungry. And our troops are currently eating a bunch of stuff in Essex. So I'm actually going to let these people go on half ration a little bit. And I am also, I guess, going to need to... see here, there's no merchant here. But I am going to need to send another supply caravan, because we have cattle to spare. And I think we also probably have grain to spare as well. So let's see. We're going to send out this shipment, 35 grain, 15 cattle. How does that leave me on food? I got plenty of food there, so we'll be okay. And we don't need avian knights at this point. So next turn I'm going to send this army back north. And maybe we'll be able to reinforce it a little bit. So notice now our borders are up with the Earl. Let me go ahead and actually see if I can do something real quick. I know the Knight double-crossed me, but I just want to have a one-front war here. And the Earl can be a very powerful ally. I'm sure he doesn't want to get attacked from the north from me when he has the Countess breathing down his throat. So I think it could be mutually beneficial if we can stop having to attack each other. That gives me a small choke to go up here. And if he ends up taking Lincolnshire, then I'll just have to knock him out this way. But at least with these few counties, I can get started. But my next goal is Lincolnshire, because if I can't take what the Earl has here, there's not a lot of counties I can take other than this one, because as I said last time, you can only take counties that are adjoining to your borders. So like, as much as Kent is right here just across the water, I can't take it. I would have to take Well, that was Essex that I took. I'd have to take Middlesex. So let's go ahead and scroll up here and let's say, hey, knight, F you, ready? Because we got our first forces here, so 200 versus 300. And are these all peasants? No, that's a little surprising. Okay. So we have some crossbowmen, some axemen, and some peasants. And I must select a unit to issue orders. So let's beeline for the crossbowmen because those guys are going to do the most damage to me by far. And from the looks of it, I may be able to run straight to them because those guys are not angling back. So let's go here, and can we do it? The peasants are going to stop me just a little bit. Guys, just go for the crossbowmen. Don't fight the little guys. The crossbowmen are your threat. There we go. And those axemen, that's an AI fail right there. But I think I'm going to wipe these guys out without too much trouble. These are mercenaries, so I can kind of pay for them and throw them away. But my biggest thing is that I want to start putting pressure on the knight pretty hard. Because if the Earl decides to ally with me, I lost actually more units than I was hoping to there. Maybe I can get them to stop fighting. Offer quarter, and the survivors leave. So I lost 39 swords, but that's okay. Because hopefully this, I don't know if he's going to like try and push back on this guy, but you know what? We got to start fighting these armies for survival. So that's what we're going to do. So here's the bishop with a flooded land. The bishop is, man, it's really sucks to be in excuse me. Sucks to be in Cornwall right now apparently. And there's the Earl who's going this way. So that's good. Keep marching to the west. And there's the Countess who's now attacking him and actually took his county. So yeah, there's definitely a border war going on between the Countess and the Earl. And the knight, what is he going to do? Okay, so he is totally dodging there. I don't know why. So there's the Earl. I'm afraid I must decline your offered help. I'm too experienced to fall for such trickery. Oh boy. So apparently the Earl doesn't like me very much. That's a shame. Because I don't want to have to fight him. That's the thing. That's really the tough part of all of this, is that I don't want to fight him because he has the economic resources to whoop my ass, and he has a giant army right there as well. Let me see if I can actually butter him up just a little bit. Nice hat, the knight's a dick. There we go. We sent that before. We'll do it again. So good growing season. If I get backdoored here, that's gonna be. It's going to be typical for me, I guess. Let's see. We are going to be getting some iron in a little bit. And do we have... I guess the other thing is I need to still be poking for mercenaries here. So we get a gift of grain from abroad. That's really good luck, actually. We're getting some more people. Can I double ration safely? I think I can, because I currently can't raise armies. I don't have enough happiness. And right now, the problem is that these guys are unhealthy, and they're on half ration, and they're going to be eating all of their sheep. So I've got to get food over here. Got to get food over here. Swedish swordsman for 700 crowns. I can't afford that. So let's see here. Another merchant. Those people may have made it a little longer if my army wasn't sitting in there eating all their food. So there is the Earl, who has bigger problems on his hands right now. And the Countess, you can run over houses and actually destroy them. That kills a lot of the population. So here's the knight. What are you doing? Are you going to butt heads with the Baron again, perhaps? No, you're going to die to a county. There's the Countess. You're no match for me, waiter fell self. Your puny lands will soon be mine. Well, you got to make it through the Earl first. Fail keeps gone. Fail keep failed. Fortunately, I didn't invest any money in it, so I don't really care too much. So let's see here. We currently have no castles, and we have a very pissed off population. So let's start here. They're unhappy. They're on quarter rations. I don't blame them. We can't buy ale, unfortunately, which stinks a little. But what we can do here is try and give them enough food to go double ration. So we'll go back up there because I may I may be able to make this work. So we need to go ahead and get some farmers on this. We're not going to get a max harvest because we keep losing people, but if I can get these 2 counties sustainable, that's going to go a long way to healthy living. Unfortunately, I can't raise armies from this county right now. So I way overplanted here because I have miners mining. And once that bar fills, I will get an iron resource. Let's see how much I can. I can totally take you all off the fields this time. Okay. So 268 grain, that's not terrible. So it would have been nice if I could have bought some ale here, but we're going to have to just do with what we can. Our first priority is to go ahead and get... Let's see here, how many cattle can I buy? 10 cattle. How many people do we have here? Oh my god, grain is so freaking expensive now. We have 250 people. So if I can get 25 cattle, these people will all be eating. So let's buy 15. No, let's buy 10. We don't need to buy a whole ton. I'm going to go ahead and put 1 field here. And then because we have no grain, we need to actually plan ahead. Oh my god, that is so expensive. That hurts. Because I want to save for any mercenaries that come by. But the first things first, I have to consolidate my lands. And now, hopefully, what I'll be able to do is to start planting some stuff next year. Because this is going to get a pretty good grain supply. But let's see here. If we double rations, we're going to lose it. But our little grain cart's going to be there next turn, and we really need to get happiness back up there. So, let me go ahead and just... Let's put you, actually, let's go ahead and send you towards the north. I think that's probably going to be the best option here, because we're going to need to start raising some armies before too long. We currently have 230-something troops here, and we have no weapons, so it would just be adding peasants to these crossbowmen, which is okay, and 22 swords. I mean, they did their job. And this guy doesn't even sell weapons. He does sell iron, so I could possibly start making it if I could afford it. But we're going to give the Earl just another chance at the alliance. We're going to... Let's see here. Maybe he'll say something, maybe he won't. I'd like to think that he'll be nice to me. I really do. Because right now the Countess is just all up in his face, and we're going to have a huge border conflict here in just a second. So it's here. Poor Bishop's like, hey, I'm in the corner. Now that's something where maybe he can get a point of strength from later, but looks like he's consolidating his armies. And the Countess is just going to go straight for the Baron, it looks like. And there's the Knight. And he doesn't want to ally with me still. Don't know why I keep saying ally instead of ally. So the Baron can't take counties. So we're up here, and we have a giant other army from the Knight, and he has a castle being built. Mornibur. Let's go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and just try and rebuild this castle real quick. Build a new castle, and I don't think I say. Oh wow, those are some interesting prefabs. Let's not build that one. Let's go ahead and build our own design. We're just going to do kind of what we did last time. Not like that. Like I said, I've had some weird double-clicking problems with my mouse. I know I've said that in other videos. So there we go. 1 keep. How much do we want to put around the keep? 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's not make it as big as we did last time. We'll just do that. Medium gatehouse right here. Some large round towers there. There, like I said, we're just trying to make a basic structure, and this one can hold 600 people, which is fantastic. 20-meter high walls, all you really need. You can go for the super higher one, but it's not going to do a ton of good. And so there's that. And we have a pretty small footprint still. Let's put a moat around it. And a quick flag. Bing! So maybe this one won't crumble to dust. What is it going to look like in the long run? Looks like a pretty standard castle, if you ask me. But it does have a surprise moat in the middle, so that's a pretty neat feature. And there we go. Build this castle, and we're not going to call it Fail Keep this time. We'll call it Fail House. Don't know why we're going with the weird spelling, but we are. And it is, once again, the computer considers this a huge blingy castle, probably because of the resources it takes. So let's see. We're at 9 happiness, and we can sell a ton of wool here. Notice grain prices are going up, wool prices are going down. Same as it ever was. And we don't need, actually, to have that many people, because we're still losing people. Tons of people are immigrating to Cambridgeshire. So we don't need to plant as much grain. In fact, what I can start doing probably is I don't need any builders because I don't have any resources. But I would like to start getting some armorers, possibly, so I can start making some weapons, because I can buy some iron. And that is something you can actually flip to be stronger. Shit, so we're losing wolves, so we're losing stuff with wolves. But we can eat now, but we need to plant. So unfortunately, because of a random event, our people are not very happy. We're going to go ahead and do this. We're just going to go ahead and set up our mixed economy. And just try and survive this, and hope the Earl doesn't decide to attack me from the south, as he very well could. So we'll plant, let's plant 60. That's all we really need to plant. Because I could get kicked out of here in just a minute because I couldn't buy Happy Juice. So let's see here. I am really going to need some armor here in a moment, so unless there's a mercenary up here, which would be awesome. Now, this is my happiest county, but we're not going to do double rations anymore. Swedish swordsman. Alright, so we have that option again. And we're going to be losing sheep if I don't make a field, because they got their special delivery from last episode this time. There we go. So I can pack some Swedish swordsmen in here and see if we can take on another night ball of death that is inevitably coming. So I gotta get my forces up here. I mean, I prefer the Danish swordsman because it's 200 for less. But, I mean, beggars can't be choosers at this point. I am trying to fight for my life. So we'll go ahead and pay this. And do I want to raise 50 peasants as well? Not really. That'd be 10% of the population. We'll just raise this. So upkeep of how many crowns? 50 crowns. I'll go ahead and drop you all here. And what I'm trying to do here in a way is pack so many... Actually, damn. He raised an army so big that this whole county only has one house left. There used to be way more. So that's, once again, on hard. Apparently he can raise as much armies as he wants without much consequence. That's no good. Like I said, this may not be the longest playthrough, but damn it, we're going to try. So the Earl is also massing troops. He's making a really large army. I really hope he goes for the Countess, but I am leaving my backside exposed. If I do have to hole up and fight from Norfolk, that's okay. Here comes the knight with even more troops. So he is really trying to consolidate his defenses at this point. I mean, I couldn't really strike while the iron was hot there. Okay, and there's my county once again unhappy. But we can raise that happiness. Actually, we can triple the rations this time. Yay! That's one benefit of having such a low population, is that you can just... When I have a food surplus like this, I can just feed people however the hell I want. So yeah, everybody gets to eat. Apparently triple rations means tons of milk for everybody, but considering what we have, I'll take it. So people are actually leaving from Middlesex as well now. That's no good. So baby boom, we gained 100 population and people are happier here. We're still losing immigrants like crazy, but that's okay. And I actually didn't buy any iron last time, so that's a little sad. So I could have actually used to do that. Shepherds beware, happiness is down. Let's go ahead and move you all over here as well. And I could try and go Scorched Earth here and actually take out some grain. But I do want to actually take the county and make them kind of happy to see me. So we'll see how that goes. So, hey Flemish Bill, what's up? Thank you for buying my wool. Too bad I can't buy ale from you. Let's buy some iron, if only so we can get started on crafting some weapons. Which weapon crafting is very simple. You have some armors there. I say, I want to make swords. They're going to make swords. And there are different things you can make. Swords, axes. Axes are kind of squishy, hard-hitting units. Crossbows, you've seen them. They're devastating, but short range. Spears are very defensive, not as strong. Maces are kind of like swords. They're kind of the in-between of swords and axes. Longbows, they don't hit as hard as crossbows, but they can fire from much further distance. I prefer them to crossbows. And armor, you need swords and armor to make knights. Somehow you don't need to buy horses. But there we go. We're just going to see if we can make some of our own stuff. We can either sell it for money or do all kinds of things. I really hope the triple rations is enough, because I don't want to lose that county just to unhappiness. I do need some more herders, though. There we go. Alright, so we now have the option of going here and destroying some fields. And I may just do that if that's going to trigger the knight to try and attack. That's fine. It's here, because I don't know if he can he reach this guy from here? No, he can't. I'm going to give it one more turn. I mean, he's consolidating his forces regardless. Well, you know what? It's probably no time like the present just to try and take this out. Because we do have some mercenaries backing this up. Destroy the farmland. Because, yeah, look at... Well, let's try and look at this army. It's only Danish swordsmen. It's only mercenaries. There's not that many. I can destroy this field as well. And then we can try and run back next turn. I do have some crossbows that can possibly back this up. So we are going to see how badly we can screw with this county. It's a bold strategy. Let's see if it works. So destroying the farmland, that's how you do that. And I'd love to have him just try and go after the Earl instead of my guys. But now that I've pushed into the county, I don't know if I'm going to have much of a choice. So let's hear the Earl. He's marching to the west, so he is currently going for the Countess, who's been destroying his fields. And here comes the Ball of Death. Oh my god, 111 or 1170 yeomen of Lincolnshire versus just a few brave swordsmen. And once again, it's mostly a peasant army. So we are going to see what our throwaway mercenaries can do. Because we want to fight the ball of peasants as much as possible. I mean, you guys were bought so that you can die. I can't just call 1,000 people like the knight can, apparently. Well, okay, if I called 1,000 people, my happiness would drop to 0, if I could even ever get the number that high. And see, these guys have a happiness of 30, so obviously something's going right for them. They're very happy about this. About going into servitude, about having these knights trying to, or these swordsmen trying to just hit them in the face. So I should expect to kill about 300 peasants with this group, maybe more. I just want to soften this army up enough to where I can eventually take it out. Because my goal is, if I can get lucky and get some Irish spearmen, that'll be 400 spearmen, they could actually take out this army. But see, he has swordsmen to back these guys up. So I want to hit the meat shields as much as possible. And right now my brave 150 souls are getting sliced up. But as long as they can keep up their morale for at least a little while, I'll be in good shape. Because I'm at 14 morale. I'm dropping fast. I got them under 1,000. So my people are probably going to start running in just a minute. But they're mercenaries. They knew when they were hired that they are probably going to die. So 5 morale versus all these guys versus all the peasant swarm. Let's see if we can take out. If we can get them below 900, I'll be pretty happy. But I'll be very surprised if I can, with the amount of troops left and the amount of people trying to run. So yeah, that's one fight. That's why you gotta watch out for the ball of death here. So there we go. I killed 250 instead of 300. That's not terrible. But I did lose a bunch of swordsmen, so that was maybe a little careless. And now he's consolidating more forces. He has his castle built, so now I actually have to besiege him to take him on. And I've destroyed 2 of his fields. Hopefully the economic damage will be enough to start triggering some bad things. Because what I'm really going for here is some good old-fashioned guerrilla warfare. And if I run this way, I can try and run into the Baron's lands, actually. Because I can always outrun this army. Like, if he can jump back onto the road and maybe catch me over here, but if I go over here, he can't catch me, I don't think. He definitely can't catch me over here, but then he can swoop in and take that other county, maybe. Which maybe he could anyway at this point. So we're going to see how fast we can run. Run, run, run! We destroyed their fields. Notice that he has to repair them now. And maybe I just screwed up, I don't know, but let's see what we're doing here. So, fire, stores lost, but the triple rations did it. We're now at 5 happiness. We're not going to get kicked out. And no troops here. Things are still growing. Superstition, evil from abroad. That's not good because that, once again, decreases our happiness. If your happiness is 10, you cannot raise troops. Or it's less than 10, you cannot raise troops. So we're just going to have to wait. By the way, the reason what these percentages mean is that if you keep the people on the same job, they'll eventually go up to 100% efficiency. If I add like 50 more people here, that'll drop the efficiency significantly. So when you start putting people on these gathering resources, you really got to make sure that they can stick with it. So here's this portion. Still just these troops here. And not too much to do, kind of just a war turn. I could actually probably add some more peasants to it, but we're just going to end turn and see if the knight is going to do some mop-up work here. Here comes the earl going for the countess once again. Trying to garrison. Here comes the knight. He's giving chase. Can he catch me? No. No, so we baited him. And Bunready Castle's done. What the hell are these British people thinking with their names? And what are you doing? Why are you destroying your own fields, Baron? I don't understand. I just don't understand. So here we are. We are doing the Lords of the Realm equivalent of kiting right now. Which all that means is we are going to be just running as far the fuck away as possible from this guy. I don't really want to go into the Earl's lands. If I go there, maybe he won't be able to go back onto the road and catch me. So, yay, passing through. I just destroyed his fields. Apparently, all of his people, I don't know what they're eating, if they're eating, or what's going on there. I don't know why. I'd love to sort of get the observer view and see why he's still able to survive there. So we do need more cattle ranchers. No merchants, no mercs. Let's see if we can get a good harvest this time. Should be able to. Population's starting to increase. Are we getting immigrants from Yorkshire yet? No, because they're apparently all going to Cambridgeshire. Which I guess doesn't surprise me. See, Cambridgeshire has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses now. That gives you an indication of the population. Like Suffolk has 3. Unfortunately, I keep losing happiness from random events. So that stinks just a little bit. Still no mercenaries. Need more serfs, need more shepherds. So we're not going to get a full harvest, but we'll get enough of a harvest. Said I just really want to get some people that I can buy ale from, and or I want some mercenaries. But there we go. Bright weather, good for ripening crops. It's only 70 crops. We can make that work. We're going to lose a sheep regardless. So there we go. Can we actually do all of this all the way? Yeah, we can. So there we go. We have successfully perhaps harassed the knight. We've gotten another county. The Earl doesn't seem to be in a hurry to attack us, but I'm very worried about that army right there. But with the Countess to the west and the Baron to the north, it seems like he has bigger fish to fry at this stage. But for now, I do have large armies from the knight and the Earl. sort of pincering me in, and I'm going to try and take my chances with the knight because, good lord, I have destroyed his economy here, and somehow he's still able to manage and survive without losing his county. I don't know his secret. But this is Way to Fail. That's Lords of the Realm for today, so I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time.